What's going out there, YouTube?
What's up out there, everyone?
This is SCL0320.
It's Joe Johnson 030.
Game time. It's up. It's the Game of the Year edition. So without further ado, y'all, we are officially going to be doing our reviews together. We both played the PlayStation 4 version and the Xbox One version of Batman Arkham Knight. It was unlike any game that I think I played in a long time. Visually immersive, easy to actually pick up as far as the game mechanics, but very different. So when me and Joe first got it, Joe was playing on the Xbox One and I was playing on PlayStation 4, but I was really sick. And so Joe had got through a lot of the story, and then I ended up getting some time to catch up. We've gotten through about 50% of the game. We played through about maybe 20 to maybe 30% of the DLC content, roughly. I beat the Red Hood DLC randomly. I haven't played any of the Harley Quinn. I'm not sure if he played any of the Harley Quinn or not. But I will say that everything that I've played, I've highly enjoyed. There's never been a point that I put this game in where I wasn't like, wow, I don't want to stop. You know, like this has always been how I've been feeling since I've been playing it. What's some of your thoughts though, Joe, coming into the review?
Well, I mean, coming to, like, when I started playing this game, I briefly played the other Arkham games. I never owned any of the Batman Arkham games, but I played them briefly. So with this Batman, I mean, as far as like, I had to kind of like get used to like the fighting style and like the mechanics of the game. And one thing that they introduced in this game, of course, is the Batmobile. So it was the Batmobile. My gosh, it was a beast. It is a beast of a machine, and to be able to drive it, control it in the game is really amazing. I kind of had to get used to controls. So I kept using left trigger to go reverse, but that's actually the transform into like the actual tank version of the Batmobile. So I had to get used to that, but I think the biggest adjustment for me was like getting controls down and everything. But once I had that, man, yeah, I mean the game was just phenomenal, man. Yeah. Graphically,
That's a great segue, because the next thing we're going to talk about is what do we rate the visuals for this game. Mm-hmm. So, alright, my TV is like maybe roughly, 2010, 40-inch Samsung, 1080 out. I'm using this PS4, I ain't never played a game up there, you know what I'm saying, like on the PS4. I looked at this joint, when Batman came out, no, even before that, the opening sequence is actually of you as a cop, and you're just walking through this diner like normal, and then all of a sudden just stuff goes down. And then when you finally do see the Caped Crusader in the rain, in the dark, and you can really see him, like I've never seen anything quite like it. It is beautiful. Even like there are transitions between cutscenes and then just regular combat that there's no buffering in between it. Like you go from scene to scene, place to place, and there's never a point where you're like getting a loading screen. That in and of itself is a feat, because this whole map is huge. Even if I was playing like Red Dead Redemption, I would get like some semi loading screens, or I would see like in the background like some rebuffering. But when I'm going and I'm in full flight, I see everything at all times. And I can only imagine like what they had to do on a developer standpoint to be able to do that. So visually for me, I give it a 10. But what are your takes on the visuals for it?
I give it a 10, man. I definitely give it a 10. I was playing it, and it's weird, but I was playing one day, and I kid you not, for like 5 to 10 minutes straight, I was just in the Batmobile, and I just kept having it transform, and like that's all I did for like 10 minutes straight, and I was just like watching each detail, and like the amount of detail they put in this game is like pretty crazy. That's just one example. But I kid you not, I was sitting there just hitting the trigger, just watching the thing transform, transform back into the car, and just kept doing it over and over again. I was like, how, that's really neat. Not only does it have, the Batmobile has a nice design to it, but actual functionality of it, and having all the parts kind of like maneuvered to a different type of vehicle.
Yeah. Like
that's pretty cool. As far as like design goes, that's really good thought. It was really good thought out. So I mean, yeah, that's just one example. It's just one example of like the graphics. Even the first trailers we've seen, we already knew like this game's gonna be.
Yeah, everybody I think knew that the game was gonna push the envelope as far as being one of the best visual looking games, but was it more to it than that? How was the gameplay mechanics? Like, how did it really feel in your hand? Did you feel like Batman? Did you go back to playing like Spider-Man 2, like I always go back to, and really feel like you were Batman? Were you Bruce Wayne? I honestly, from the jump, felt like I was both. Partially because he is not invulnerable to everything. You can get seriously hurt in an inkling. And whenever you're actually really playing, and you could be in the car, and all of a sudden, like you push XX, and you just glide out, and you just maneuver out, you never know what might pop off. And you have to feel like that at all times, because the whole city, like, there are no cops around to help you. There are no civilians to be able to really help you either. Like, it's just the enemies. And so take Arkham City and triple that. That's what you kind of get as far as the feeling for this. But when you're actually in game combat, it's crazy. Like, there are so many different ways that you can take down an enemy. You can go and pick an enemy up. You can go and use your grappler to use it. You can go and use all these different new kind of mechanics. And I've only played through 50% of the game, so I can only imagine when you start adding certain combinations together. Because that was one of the things I loved about Arkham City. Like, they had an actual gameplay mode where you could actually be able to go on and on and on through wave, through wave, through wave. And I'm not sure if they have that in this or not, but I can see that happening because it's just so fun. And then one of the things that I couldn't believe that I loved is whenever you actually see somebody like Catwoman or Nightwing or Robin, and you actually get to do like the combinations between them, and you go and you say, all right, push L1. All of a sudden they go back, and then they get in the middle of it, and you can actually take down somebody with the environment that's around them and the other person. That's just awesome. That's almost like having like multiplayer, essentially. And even the car. Like, you can use the car, and you could be like, all right, I want to use like a chain reaction with the car, and add that into the combat. Like, that's genius. You know what I'm saying? That's something subtle that they didn't have to add, but they did choose to do that. So when it comes to the functionality of the game mechanics, I thought that was really well done as well. One of the things I will say, hey Trix, you come here real quick, man? Alright, so Trix, he's a pro gamer. This guy right here, he showed me stuff about the game. Come on a little bit. He showed me stuff about the game when we were actually playing it, right? That when I needed to upgrade Batman as far as the armor, as far as the abilities, that's things I hadn't gotten to yet. And he showed me, he was like, wait, you have to go and do this. So Trix, what did you think about, like, when you were actually playing as Batman, when you upgraded my armor? Did it help when you upgraded my armor? Mm-hmm. So most of the time when you were actually doing it and you were actually seeing it, you were seeing like me getting hurt really bad, but then when you do the upgrade for me, like, I started surviving better, I guess. Yeah. So what do you think of the game? So far of what you've seen?
Good.
I think it's good so far. See, his dude's the man. Like, he's gonna be a future pro gamer. But he was upgrading my stuff, I kid you not. When he was upgrading it, like, I was like, I'm playing so much easier now. And I didn't even think about it. I was sitting there looking, I was like, I see upgrades, but I didn't think in that moment that that would be able to really help make me survive. And there's certain villains there you just cannot beat unless you do the upgrade. But that's what old school gaming really needed. That's what old school gaming, like, had as an asset. Like, now games, like, you just kind of like wish through and you got everything handed to you. And this one, you got a lot handed to you, but you need a lot more to be able to survive. What about you? What do you think about the game mechanics though?
I think it's like you had some good points as far as like like the combat, like because there's a lot of like as far as for me, like I said, I briefly played the Arkham series, but like this Batman, like you really have to master his combat abilities, to utilize everything, and like with that, it's like you actually the more you like learn his skills, the more you master them, like the more you feel like Batman.
Yeah, that's real.
I was playing and I was stopping a bank robbery and
Oh, you want the two-faced bank robbery?
Yeah, I was stopping a two-faced bank robbery and like my favorite move is when like you're perched on a ledge or something and you do the inverted takedown. Yeah. That's so clutch.
Yeah.
I did that, right? And the guys came over, shot the dude down. I went, bat swung to another ledge, and then I made a let's see. So those things that hang from the ceiling, I forgot the word, but the little lamp fixture on the ceiling, I made that fall and hit the dude that tried to get him down. So it was just crazy.
Oh yeah, because
crazy.
The thing is, the AI is actually pretty smart. Like over time, if you try to go and play like Splinter Cell essentially, instead of like hand to hand, eventually they get like nudges and they like, okay, they have like a drone that's watching, scoping you out if you use your infrared vision, or say if you go underneath the undercurrent, they'll smoke you out and put like a smoke bomb under it. But like I just said, like the more you get comfortable playing, the more you hone your skills, you're like, I know how to take these dudes down. And you start kind of feeling it. And I guess that's the point of this game is like, do you feel like Batman? And to me, you do. So I guess for the game mechanics, I give it a 10 out of 10. What about you?
Yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. And one thing that's good about this game also is like once you master a certain set of skills, they throw something like a different curve at you.
Yeah.
A different like way of approaching how you combat the enemies that you have to like adjust and relearn. And I think that's unique to Batman is, being adaptable.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last and final part of this, because it ties into the missions and stuff that you have accessible to, including like the DLC content. Like we've already mentioned, you got the Red Hood, you got the DLC skins like the 52. If you are, I think, a WB member, you can actually get the anime skin, which is freaking amazing. They have the Adam West and Justice League 3000 Batman for anybody that's a PS4 user. There's so much content they just pushed in as far as DLC is concerned. And I haven't even got to the Nightmare missions. I haven't played the Scarecrow Nightmare missions, so I'm sorry I can't do a review on that. But I will eventually. But the story that I've seen so far, like I feel like, cause I've played the older ones, and when I got to Arkham City, I really felt like this sense of dread of what might happen to Batman. But in this one, it doesn't matter. Like I know from the jump, like early on, that something happened that Batman is slowly not becoming Batman anymore. without revealing too much. There's no way of him continuing being Batman anymore. I haven't finished the game yet, but based on what I've looked at and what I've seen, because of some action he did with the Joker, and because of something that was a precursor to that, now he's affected forever because of it. And not just that, like, there's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of people that have died that have turned their back on him. Like, he's going for broke. I think one of the things that Joe's always been saying in this story is that Batman just don't give a care. Like, he will tell you a lie. Like, not even a white lie, just a straight lie. And keep it moving. He like, bruh, do your job. I got me, basically. And, I mean, I've never seen Batman to this much lengths go through desperation to get the job done. But because he can't depend on himself, he can't depend on everybody else, like, it makes the story feel more alive. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, I mean, you got the other villains. I think the original ones, like Arkham City, it played more on the villains doing more of an impact. But this Arkham Knight, and the Scarecrow are the main villains. They really are, and they're making it a living hell for Batman in this situation. Like everything is going for broke at this point. So I really enjoyed the story so far, but I can only give it an 8.5 out of 10, just because I haven't finished it yet. But I feel like it's gonna finish really strong. What are your takes on the story for what you played?
Oh man, I freaking love the story. I freaking love it. Like I was straight tripping, like, cause I mean this Batman and even with like the DC animated series, man, like one thing I love about each Batman is different from what I've seen. Yeah. And definitely this Batman is like savage. This dude is savage, y'all. And he be talking to Alfred and he be like Alfred. And he'll just cut him off mid-sentence and be like, I got this.
Yeah.
And this dude is just like, he's so direct in what he says, so authoritative in what he says. It's just no arguing with this dude.
You can't.
And what happens with him through this story, I am sitting here watching and I'm like, yo, like, not so much the fact that, two things. What happens to him, the way he's dealing with it, he's not dealing with it like an average person would. So you can tell he's mentally, the mental toughness on this man is freaking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Not only that, but to see Batman in this way, in this manner, in this light, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like everybody got to watch out, because you gotta think, like, what if Batman didn't have his convictions? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, what are we getting here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if any of y'all seen that Mark Miller Nemesis, that's what it could go down to. Like, forget an Arkham Knight. You know what I'm saying? This dude's dangerous. Arkham Knight is dangerous. He's cutthroat. And we're not going to tell you who it is, because we honestly don't necessarily know. I have my suspicions.
Yeah.
But if this man, Batman, lost his convictions, everybody be hit. We'd be like, bruh. But no, all seriousness, what did you give the review for as far as the story?
Man, the story, dude, I'd have to give it a 10.
10.
I would give it a 10, man, because I'm sitting there tripping.
So we might as well say this is in the ranking for Game of the Year, if not Game of the Year. I haven't played Witcher 3 yet. Halo 5 Guardians, I don't know if that would be Game of the Year. I really don't feel like it would be. I feel like this game is everything that we've wanted. The only downside that might lose that is because the PC side, everybody has kind of not been able to play it, and they took it off the shelves for the PC consumers. But anybody with Xbox One and PS4, they've had a great experience with it. I think PS4, they had a patch early on, but I hadn't had any problems with mine at all. So as far as a number is concerned, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Like, this game exceeded everything that I wanted, but I haven't even finished it yet. So I feel like my number is gonna shift to a 10, but until I see the end of the story, I can't judge it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really enjoy this game. Everything about it, it keeps you involved. There's so many different missions. Like, I can't tell you. Like, I could go and see a burning building and just go to the burning building and take care of that with the Batmobile, or I could go and be doing the main story mission, and I'm like, no, I gotta go and find out this murder mission. And the freaking forensics and investigative work that you have to do, they put so much detail into this, y'all. Like, you will be addicted to trying to go back through how to find out a crime. Like, it's so cool. It's so cool. But so you give it a 10 out of 10?
Yeah, I get it.
10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. That is our review on Batman Arkham Knight. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Anybody, this is the last time. Anybody that has not gone to the video that had anything about us reaching 2,000 subscribers, all you have to do is leave a comment, and you have access to be able to get either one or two of these, the PS4 version or the Xbox One version, and you can enter in to win to be able to get it for free. And we will ship it to you. This is about y'all, the fans. Like, really, like y'all like family first. All honesty, and I mean, me and Joe, we're gonna probably have like a turn up video where we're just gonna be like, woo, 2000. But in all seriousness, like y'all help keep us going, and we appreciate everything that y'all given us as far as feedback, as far as support. I mean, even the things that we have in here are from amazing people and amazing fans, and like blessings to every single one of y'all and your families. Pray y'all have a great week. But we're done with this review. So for tonight at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock we're gonna pick the person. At 12 o'clock we're gonna announce it. So stay tuned for more to come with whoever's gonna be the winner of this brand new game giveaway.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Later, everybody.
Later.
Bum, bum, bum.